Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Silverlake Stadium for the final pre-season fixture of the Spitfires pre-season campaign. We're here facing Hemel Hempstead today. Originally it was meant to be Brentford B, but a couple of positive coronavirus tests mean that Hemel Hempstead have stepped in today, and the National League South opposition today. Here is the Spitfires starting lineup. In goal, number 1, Joe McDonnell. Number 2, Joe Partington. Number 6, Andrew Boyce. Number 5, Pierce Bird. Number 11, Sam Smart. Number 3, Michael Green. Number 4, Cav Miley. Number 8, Jack Payne. Number 7, Abdullah Baggy. Number 18, Ben House. And number 9, Dan Smith makes up the starting 11. On the bench, during this first half, Ross Flitney, Danny Hollands, the trialist, Rudy Andrew Knott, Callum Bourne and Ben Scory. So my name's Henry Charles and I'll be your commentator for today's game, and I'm joined by Matt Ogley in the co-commentary position today. Matt, what have you made of the pre-season results so far for Eastleigh?
I think there's plenty of positive to take, Henry. Firstly, welcome, thank you for letting me join you this afternoon. But I mean, for the new signings, I think there's plenty of positives, the likes of Ben House and Tomlinson getting on the score sheets, plenty of positives to take from there. I think everyone's really just looking forward to just getting that season started now.
What do you make of the first game of the season next weekend on Saturday away at Barnet?
Well, I was actually there yesterday on a BT Sport training day with one of the immediate lads, Alfie House, and the facilities at Barnet are just incredible. But I think it's a good one to start off with, considering how things are looking at Barnet. So it'll be hopefully a good, relatively straightforward or more manageable game to get 3 points on the board nice and early.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with Barnet because when the coronavirus situation came about, we found a lot of their players found themselves out of work. How do you think Barnet are going to adapt next weekend with pretty much a brand new team?
Well, we've got teething problems. It'd be like a lot of clubs. I mean, look at Eastleigh, look at us. I mean, seven or eight new signings. It's going to take a bit of time, okay? And that's absolutely understandable. Managers, the club, they know that these things do take time. But Barnet will want to put those teething problems to bed nice and early, I would have thought.
Yeah, and so Hemel Hempstead, the opponents today, and they finished 11th in the National League South at the premature conclusion of last season. So it'll be a good test for Eastleigh to see where they're at in their final game.
Absolutely, I think it's a great chance to fill everyone with confidence. Beat Hemel Hempstead today would definitely fill them with lots of positives to take into the brand new day of the fresh season. Hopefully, plenty of players get on the score sheet.
Yeah, and so we've already got a couple of strikers who have done pretty well in pre-season. Both Ben House and Tyrone Barnett, the two strikers, have scored 3 goals each. Yeah. How important do you think they're going to be for the Spitfires over the coming season?
Oh, that'd be crucial. I mean, I've been particularly impressed with Ben House. He's looked really bright, really sharp in the pre-season. I was there at the Tottenham game for the first time we saw him, and he looked really, really good. So I'll be looking forward to see how they do progress.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day here at the Silverlake Stadium. Just the substitutes left on the pitch, the sprinklers going as we approach kick-off with 6 minutes to go until the players are out in the middle and the ball is kicked off from the halfway line.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been considering how the week's turned from Wednesday, the weather, the dramatic chill coming in, no one's really expecting it, but actually today, I've got jumpers on, but I'm absolutely fine. I don't know about you.
No, I think it's going to be a good day for football today. It's pretty bright outside. There's a few clouds in the sky, but it looks like we're going to have a nice, bright, sunny game of football here in our final pre-season friendly here at the Silverlake Stadium. Obviously played behind closed doors because of the coronavirus situation. And Matt, how do you think that's going to affect the National League campaign to begin with, especially with no fans in the grounds?
I think fans at this level are particularly important because as fans at this level, you know the players well. You get close to them, you see them after the game. I think it's going to be tough for players to not see those familiar faces for support in the stands and the sidelines. So, yeah, it'd be the same as it has been at all levels. It'd be strange to start. It still is strange, but you can only get on with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Matt. And I think Eastleigh, if anything, when they come to face some of the bigger teams in the division, it could play into their hands, especially at grounds like Notts County, Wrexham, the bigger grounds in the league. Eastleigh could find themselves with a bit of an advantage.
Absolutely. No, it totally nullifies that home advantage, and we've seen that in the Premier League, haven't we? We've seen the number of teams that home advantage they so-called had. It just gone out the window. It doesn't make the difference that it really used to.
And here come the teams out from the tunnel now, both Hemel Hempstead and Eastleigh emerging, and I'll run you through the Eastleigh starting lineup once again. In goal, number 1, Joe McDonnell. Number 2, Joe Partington. Number 6, Andrew Boyce. Number 5, Pierce Bird. Number 11, Sam Spart. Number 3, Michael Green. Number 4, Cav Miley. Number 8, Jack Payne. Number 7, Abdullah Baggy. Number 18, Ben House. And number 9, Dan Smith. And on the bench for the Spitfires during this first half, Ross Flitney, Danny Hollins, a trialist, Rudy Andrew Knott, Callum Bourne and Ben Scory. And if we run through the Hemel Hempstead lineup today, in goal, number 1, Danny Bones. Number 2, Jax Capono. Number 3, Kyle Ajayi. Number 4, Jake Howes. Number 5, Ryan Kinane. Number 6, Teddy Perkins. Number 7, JJ Lacey. Number 8, Aid Cole. Number 9, Matt Bateman. Number 10, Sadiq Bellarabi. And number 11, Reggie Young makes up the Tudors starting 11 for the first half of this pre-season friendly.
Just a quick note on Tomlinson. It's just fantastic to see him warming up early on. I don't know about you. After the injury last week, it appears things are not quite as bad as they seem.
Yeah, it was a bad injury for Tomlinson. So it looked when it happened at the time. Spent about 5 minutes during the first half on the ground in the middle of the pitch and was required to be stretchered off, having rolled his ankle. But as Matt says, it was good to see him warming up before the game, and we can only hope that he has a swift recovery, as he isn't named on the bench for this first half, but could make a second half appearance. But let's not rush him back with the big start to the season next week, as Joe Partington skippers the side in this first half, and the toss is completed, and it looks like we're just about ready to get underway.
His sprinter's going to come off.
Well, we certainly hope so soon. The groundsman's there with his remote control trying to get them down, but players are all out there avoiding the sprinklers in the Eastleigh half. As the groundsman runs off to the corner.
I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Also got the addition of some crowd noise in the ground today in order to create a bit more of a normal atmosphere, and I wonder if that's going to affect the players from the previous pre-season games, because it was weirdly quiet before, but now we've got a bit of atmosphere, and there go the sprinklers. The sprinklers go down, and I think we're ready to begin the game. Hemel Hempstead, who got off to a flying start last season and by October were in second place in the National League South and enjoying the type of form you'd expect from promotion candidates. However, up until the conclusion of the league, they had been on a lengthy run without a win, rather skewering their potential playoff hopes, but in the end it didn't matter, as two players go up for the ball. It was Dan Smith. Here come Hemel Hempstead over the halfway line. Cav Miley clears from inside his own half.
Own it.
Pierce Bird heading the ball clear from Bonus's clearance, the Hemel Hempstead goalkeeper. And Eastleigh have a throw inside their own half on the left-hand side. Requires a new ball as the ball makes its way into the car park over the stand on that east side of the ground. Michael Green with the throw in back to Andrew Boyce. Joe Partington with a bit of a heavy touch there, but he manages to squeeze the ball to Abdullah Baggy, and Sam Smart on the overlap there as he just runs past the dugouts. He's got two Hemel players for company, but he plays in the early ball, and Ben House couldn't quite get a good touch on it, but his touch has run to Baggy into the corner, and that will be a corner ball to Eastleigh.
Well, it's the sort of things we like to see from Sam Smart, getting in early, getting the balls in quickly, It just puts Hemel Hempstead defence under pressure nice and early, really, doesn't it?
There's a couple of times in this pre-season where Sam Smart has managed to whip in the early ball, and one of House or Barnett is there to head the ball home. As Jack Payne stands in the corner here by the McCoy community stand, arm goes in the air, he whips the ball over the top, and it's Joe Partington working hard to try and get to the ball, but Hemel crowded the Spitfires players out. Good challenge there from Cav Miley to put pace to the Hemel counter-attack. It's a throw-in level with their own penalty area.
Yeah, sigh of relief, I think, from Joe Partington there after what could have been a little bit of misfortune.
He did well in the end to sort of poke the ball to Baggy in the centre as the park, as a throw-in from the Hemel fullback, and Cav Miley once again getting the challenges in, but he's unable to retain possession, and Pierce Bird is being chased by JJ Lacey of Hemel Hempstead and passes the ball back to McDonald, who just clears. Baggy to Miley, Miley to Payne. Payne is company in the form of Reggie Young, but he manages to get the ball out wide to Partington. Partington to Sam Smart, but plays the ball straight onto the chest of the Hemel player, and Hemel here breaking forward, but Jack Payne tries to get his body in between the ball. Here comes Reggie Young, and it's a good block in the end from Andrew Boyce to get down well. Sam Smart now. Partington. How important do you think Andrew Boyce is going to be this season, having signed a one-year extension with the Spitfires?
Oh, he's a crucial part of that back four, isn't he? He reaps confidence, he's organised, he's calm, and he's just someone you need definitely in that Eastleigh defence.
Dan Smith trying to chase a long ball there, but he was shepherded out of play by Teddy Perkins, the centre half for Hemel Hempstead today. It's 0-0, 3 minutes 30 seconds played. It's a goal kick which Bowness will take for Hemel Hempstead. Up goes the kick. It's Cav Miley who manages to knob the ball back into the Hemel half. Kapuamu takes the throw and plays it to Bateman, but Bateman had Michael Green for company, and it's a Eastleigh throw in the end, and Green runs over to that far touchline to take the throw. Abdullahi Baggy now plays the ball out to the right to Joe Partington. The former Bournemouth and Bristol Rovers man plays it to Smart. Partington with the early cross into the box, but the keeper Bowness able to gather fairly easily, and here comes Sadiq Belrabi for Hemel Hempstead, but he couldn't quite find the Hemel forward, and it was Pierce Bird who was able to intercept in the end. Smart now plays the ball down the wing for Dan Smith. The Spitfires number 9 cuts back on himself and plays it infield to Cav Miley. Cav Miley now to Ben House. House to Baggy, but Baggy unable to get past Jax Kapumnu. And here comes JJ Lacey now for Hemel Hempstead. Michael Green covering and manages to get his body in the way of the ball. And comes away with it. Baggy now to Cav Miley. Miley to Boyce. Boyce to Joe Partington. Here comes Sam Smart cutting inside as he approaches the halfway line. Jack Payne then plays a crossfield ball for Ben House, who has a lovely touch to bring it down as he comes into the area now, and he shoots, and it's a great save there from Bowness going to his left. And having scored 3 pre-season goals already, Ben House, he'll be looking for one more to stay in the goal scoring rhythm ahead of the big kickoff. Matt, what have you made of these opening exchanges in the first 6 minutes?
Well, it's a fantastic chance there by Ben House. You'd like to think maybe that could have gone all the way, but the keeper makes an excellent save. One thing I've noticed though is there's an acres of space here on this right hand side for Sam Smart and Partington to expose, and I think they're really going to cause Hemel Hempstead some problems this afternoon.
0-0, 6.5 minutes played. And Bowness puts the ball down on his 5-yard box, ready to take the goal kick. Kick comes down, and it's Matt Bateman of the Tudors who wins the ball for Hemel Hempstead, and the ball was a bit scrappy in midfield there, and eventually Eastleigh come away with possession, and Michael Green with Balrabi for company. Jack Payne to Cav Miley in the centre of the park. Partington now, over halfway, but it's a pass to nobody, and Hemel clear, and it's Boyce who eventually brings the ball down. Partington to Cav Miley. Miley to Pierce Bird. Michael Green just couldn't get a good touch on the ball there, and it's Hemel Hempstead who come away with the ball once again, and it's a long crossfield ball which Partington's underneath. Sam Smart manages to retain possession for the Spitfires, but soon Hemel have the ball back through Ajayi. Kinane across to Perkins. Perkins to Howells, the skipper for Hemel Hempstead this afternoon. And the ball from Hemel Hempstead just goes straight out of play, and it's going to be an Eastleigh throw-in about midway through their own half.
I think it's clear that Eastleigh are going to have the bulk of the possession this afternoon, Henry. So it'll just be about trying to make Hemel Hempstead work for it, tire them out in this first half, and there's definitely going to be some gaps in that defence. We've already seen Ben House try and go through, so hopefully we can get out the score sheet nice and early.
Ball almost going out of play there for Pierce Bird, and he slides and manages to play it up the line, but Hemel Hempstead managed to recover the ball as Kinanes passes the ball to Sam Smart in the end, who does well to nip in front of the Hemel Hempstead forward, and Abdullah Baggy. Ignoring the calls of Joe Partington there, who had both arms in the air. Sam Smart manages to flick the ball just towards Partington. Cav Miley now plays the ball back to Andrew Boyce. Boyce looking to play Dan Smith over the top, however couldn't squeeze it past Kinane in the Tudors back line.
Again, acres of space. You can see Joe Partington absolutely screaming for it on this right hand side.
Sam Smart now with the throw-in about midway through the Hemel Hempstead half. Baggy to Smart, but a Hemel player just knocks the ball out of play, and it's virtually in the same position this throw-in. 9 minutes played, 0-0. And it's a free kick to the Spitfires there, right on the touchline. And it'll be an opportunity here for the Spitfires to send the two centre-halves up, Andrew Boyce and Pierce Bird. It was taken quickly, Cav Miley now on the ball, looking to get the shot away, and is dragged to just to the left of Bowness's goal.
Quick thinking there from Partington. He saw Hemel Hempstead weren't ready, they weren't set up, and he played it early, and it was ended up not too far off the Hemel Hempstead goal.
As Hemel Hempstead try and play in their forward, Sadiq Belrabi. And it's Michael Green who plays the ball back to McDonnell. I think what Ben Strebbins will be looking for today is a more complete performance than perhaps what we've seen in pre-season so far. Last week's game finishing 3-2 after the Spitfires were 3-0 up.
But that's what pre-season is all about, Henry. It's about finding your best starting 11. You're allowed to experiment. You can make mistakes, as it were, just as long as you get it right come next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday at Barnet. It's the big kick-off for the 2020-21 National League campaign, and there'll be a lot of hunger to do well, especially as the last season was concluded prematurely. It's Hemel Hempstead, comfortable keeping the ball amongst their back line. Kinane now. Cross to Ajayi. Plays it infield to Matt Bateman. Bateman managing to wiggle past a couple of players there, and his pass intercepted by Michael Green, and it gives a chance for Abdoulaye Baggy, and Sam Smart in acres of space on the right hand side here, and he's now got 2 Hemel players for company, and he tries to play in the cross, and it's deflected out for a corner to the Spitfires, and it's been a bright start from Sam Smart so far in this game.
Again, loads of space on this right hand side. Sam Smart has got absolutely plenty of time to pick out his cross. It takes a deflection, but it's another corner for the Spits.
It's 2 arms go up from Jack Payne, signalling probably a different routine from this set piece as Pierce Bird and Andrew Boyce once again make their way forward. It's a high cross into the box to the far side, and it's Andrew Boyce penalised for going over the top of the Tudors defender there. Judged to have been a handball against Pierce Bird there, just inside the Eastleigh half, but it's a set piece opportunity for Hemel here. Haven't had too many chances of note going forward yet, but this will be a welcome opportunity, won't it, Matt?
Absolutely. Well, McDonald's had little or nothing to do so far in his opening 15 minutes or so, so we just want to get our first save under his belt.
In comes the ball, it's a low one, easy for Pierce Bird, the first man on the edge of that box to head away, and it's Partington who eventually has the ball, and he plays it long, looking for House down the line, and it's the number 4 for Hemel Hempstead, Jake Howells, the skipper, clearing the ball out of play for a throw-in. Smart takes the throw backwards to Andrew Boyce. Boyce across to Pierce Bird. Michael Green on the left-hand side now to Baggy. Baggy back to Green. Payne now trying to play a long ball forward, and it's headed out for a corner by number 8, Aid Cole of the Tudors. That'll be another opportunity for Jack Payne with his undoubted set-piece taking ability to swing across into the box.
Well, he's never afraid to look forward, is he, Jack Payne? He's always looking for that forward pass, get the attack flowing, and his range of passing is exceptional for this level, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he's always sitting just in front of that Spitfires defence, looking to play the long ball forward, and that long ball forward just one Eastleigh a corner as the cross comes into the box, and it's number 3 for Hemel Hempstead, Kyle Ajayi, who is able to head out for a corner once more.
Obviously, without the lack of fans, it makes it a little bit more difficult to get that ball back nice and quickly.
As in the lack of ball boys too, due to COVID regulations. But Jack Payne eventually gets the ball, and he makes his way over to that far corner, where the away fans would usually be housed if this game was being played in front of fans. As Jack Payne plays a high ball into the cross, and it's Joe Partington at the back post there, and his effort just goes just over the bar, but it's.
Did Bowness get a slight hand to it?
Well, that's what
about you?
Partington is demonstrating there with the assistant referee, saying that the keeper got a touch on it, but
I know we're far away, but it looked like it did look like he got a slight fingertip.
Yeah, it was a looping ball into the back, and I think Bowness did get a touch on that ball, but it's judged to have been a goal kick.
VAR?
Not at this level. 16 minutes played, and still 0-0 here at the Silverlake Stadium. If you're just joining us, the final pre-season fixture that we're bringing to you live on YouTube, as Sadiq Belrabi finds himself just offside there. And it's Joe McDonald's actually down in his own penalty area at the minute, and the referee is going across, and it looks like the physio is going to come onto the pitch to take a look here as Ross Flitney starts warming up and taking off his jersey.
I'm not sure about you, Henry, but I didn't quite see what caused him to go down.
No,
Was it the kick?
It may
He pulled
have-
something just slightly. It looks like he's got some discomfort in his right leg.
Yeah, it may well be his hamstring or something, judging by where he's pointing. After last week's injury to Tomlinson, you would hope that this isn't anything too serious, but it's not too often where you see keepers being seen to by the physio. And as Ross Flitney is ready to come on if he's required, he's got his shorts and socks ready, and he's sat by the bench now, should he be needed, but the physio's coming off and it looks like McDonald will be okay to carry on.
Seems to be moving okay. Slight limp, but hopefully be okay to carry on.
Looks like something he'll be able to run off, judging by how quickly the physio was on and off the pitch. It's Pierce Bird standing over the ball.
I think it was always a case of you're fine, get up.
17 minutes played. 0-0 here at the Silverlake Stadium. Pierce Bird from the free kick, playing a crossfield ball to Sam Smart. Partington now on the ball. Partington back to Smart. Smart plays a early cross once again, but it's intercepted by the Hemel Hempstead skipper Howells. Partington to Smith. Smith to Sam Smart, and it's a lovely move that. And it was a good ball into the box by Sam Smart, but it was the number 2 for Hemel Hempstead who was able to just squeeze the ball out for a corner ball.
The combination there from Partington, Payne and Smart to get that ball in nice and quickly. And it was a great ball in from Smart as well. Nice and low, hard, just in front of that 6-yard box, and easily disappointed not to go 1-0 up there.
I think something has to be said about the movement of Dan Smith there, who dragged away the Hemel Hempstead skipper, creating a bit more room for Smart as Jack Payne plays the ball into the box, and it's needed to be headed back behind by the Hemel Hempstead back line as Andrew Boyce was threatening to run round the back post there and nod it into the net.
Are we keeping a corner count here?
So, so far it's been about 4 or 5 for the Spitfires. Jack Payne having to constantly switch between the corners to take these set pieces. In comes the ball once again, and Partington was waiting at the back post and he shields the ball for Baggy to pick it up. Sam Smart now tries to play a crossfield ball for Jack Payne, who's got 2 Tudors players for company. Andrew Boyce, the centre half, now playing pretty much right wing for Eastleigh, and understandably he lets the ball go out for a throw-in when confronted with 2 defenders.
I thought it looked quite at home there on the right wing.
I'd rather see him back at the back, but Pierce Bird and Andrew Boyce constantly running forward for the 4 or 5 corners that the Spitfires have had. As Dan Smith wins the ball back from the Hemel throw. Jack Payne now plays it across to Michael Green as Abdullahi Baggy looks to work a bit of room, but Green plays the cross in for Smith, and Smith to House, who's just in the centre of the box as Hemel struggled to clear here. And Jack Payne hits the ball, and it's not a bad effort, but it could have been a little bit closer to the target.
Had to be first time that from Payne. Didn't quite get his head over it, just rising all up into the McCoy stands. But another great chance for Eastleigh.
Bowness goes to recover the ball for this goal kick. "20 minutes played. Dan Smith has been released by a ball from Jack Payne there, but Bowness is quick to come out and claim the ball, and he wins an advantage from the referee and rolls the ball out. Kanane now across to Ajayi. Partington managing to bring the ball down, but only playing it straight to a Hemel player as Reggie Young makes good progress down the left here, and he plays a good ball into the box as Hemel come forward here, and it's a good save. It's near post there from McDonnell. Couldn't take a chance there as a deflection saw the ball making its way goal bound, and it was good work from Belrabi there, the Tudors forward, to win a corner for his side.
Well, it's the first real chance there for Hemel Hempstead. The first shot on target. McDonnell called into action, but he reacted well, and it's a first corner for Hemel Hempstead.
Showing no signs of that potential injury either, McDonnell. No. So, as it's Reggie Young who heads over to that corner flag to take this set piece for Hemel Hempstead. In comes the ball. It's quite a low cross, and it makes its way to a Hemel player in the box. But well played there from Cav Miley in order to stick a foot on the ball, and then Eastleigh managed to clear. Howells now. Howells across to Canane. Howells and Perkins happy to play the ball between each other, the two centre halves for Hemel Hempstead. JJ Lacey now on the ball. Jack Payne trying to keep him company. And it's a good block there from Michael Green as Hemel still keep the ball, but Cav Miley does some great work there to ensure that they can't keep the moving forwards, and Lacey plays it. Pierce Bird manages to pick the ball up just inside his own area. Plays it forward, and it's Dan Smith who's looking to hold the ball up, and it's a free kick against Dan Smith there. Just backing into the Hemel Hempstead defender. Hemel Hempstead defenders just being seen to by their physio quickly, but it looks like he'll be alright to carry on.
It looks like may have just slightly caught him. Nothing malicious, no malicious intent there at all, I don't think, but doesn't appear to be too much discomfort, and he'll be able to carry on. Smith
was just backing into the Tudors defender there in order to try and get a better position in order to win the ball, but referee adjudged it a foul, and physio and player now make their way off of the pitch just for a couple of moments.
It's a high boot regardless, and of course you do have to be careful these days with high boots.
What do you make of the shape that Eastleigh have played so far in this
first half? I was just going to say, Emery, I think defensively the shape, the setup, it looks solid. Hemel Hempstead don't appear to be able to get at them too quickly. The build-up they're having to make is slow. They can't get in between them, and Eastleigh look relatively comfortable actually set up there at the moment.
So it looks like quite a sort of dynamic back five that the Spitfires are playing, where when we win the ball, Sam Smart will move from right wing back into his more sort of conventional right winger role.
Alternatively, we've seen Green fly up that left wing just the same. The only wary thing is just getting caught out occasionally.
Yeah, and here come Hemel Hempstead now. It's Belrabi who has a shot, and McDonnell does well to just palm the ball and then bounce it down in order to catch it, and he calmly now is looking for where he's going to distribute to. The National League South side being more of a match for Eastleigh, but McDonnell's kick there is very low, and it gives a chance for Aid Cole to get in, but Eastleigh win back the ball, and Partington looks to set off Sam Smart early, and he's got Canane for company, but Smart manages to win the ball, but in the end Canane manages to dispossess the Spitfires winger. Boyce now winning the ball back for Eastleigh. It's Dan Smith now chasing that, and he wins the ball in the corner. Got Canane for company, and he tries to play a quick cross into the box, but goes out for yet another Spitfires corner.
Shame we couldn't get the cross away there, Henry, because you had Baggy and House both flying into the box. So plenty of intent there from Eastleigh. They're not afraid to get in the box, not afraid to make those attacking runs.
Jack Payne once again standing by the corner flag. Arm goes into the air. And it's a floated cross in, and Dan Smith competing there for the ball, and Boyce manages to head the ball back into contention, but Baggy just brings the ball away from the edge of the box, and Smart's there, goes for a speculative effort from range, but doesn't make it past the Hemel Hempstead back line. And Smart there winning the free kick. Takes a little push in the back there from JJ Lacey, and it's well played from the young Spitfires man.
I think it just shows just how hard Sam Smart works. 1 minute he's taking a speculative shot, as you said, and then the next minute he's back inside his own half defending for his life.
Well, he wasn't demoralised by his effort then. He worked ever so hard to get back to this sort of right wing back position that he seems to play in the defensive transitions. Partington playing the long ball down the right for Dan Smith, and it's a good touch from Smith there to get the ball under control, and what a piece of skill there from Smith. Unable to reach the ball for a second time, but gives a little glimpse of what Dan Smith can do there in the tight confined areas. As Eastleigh win a throw just level with the edge of the Hemel Hempstead box as they look to try and score the first goal of this game. 27 minutes played, and it's still 0-0 here at the Silverlake Stadium.
Just a slight lack of communication there from Payne and Partington. You see them just cross hands at the end. But
Partington to Baggy. Baggy plays it to Smart. Smart with the early cross into the box, but Bowness does well to claim the ball, and he quickly sets off the Hemel Hempstead fullbacks. So far in this first half, it does appear to have been mainly all Eastleigh, bar that sort of one Hemel Hempstead chance about 10 minutes ago.
well, Hemel Hempstead had a little 5-minute spell, a couple of shots got off, a couple of corners, looked to encroach on Eastleigh's half, but the majority of the play, as you said, has all been in Hemel Hempstead's half, whether it's Hemel Hempstead defence or whether it's Eastleigh making on the break, and so plenty of positives I think for Ben Strebin so far in this first half.
Abdoulaye Baggy trying to dispossess Kyle Ajayi there, but just goes out for another Hemel Hempstead throw in exactly the same place. Sam Smart brings down the ball, and it's Payne to Baggy, Baggy to Smith. Smith tries to win the ball back from Kinane, but Kinane's clearance goes to McDonnell. Boyce plays it to Partington now, and Partington plays it into the middle of the park to Payne, and Payne not afraid to play it backwards to Cav Miley, who's just in front of the Spitfires back line. As you can see in these attacking transitions, Sam Smart adopts more of the conventional right winger role. What a ball that was to Ben House, who tries to sneak off an effort, but it was good defending in the end. Desperate defending from the Hemel Hempstead defence. It's another opportunity for House.
Really clever run there from House, reached straight through the centre of the two centre halves for Hemel, and they did well to recover, but another great opportunity for Eastleigh.
It was a great ball from Dan Smith there to play the ball over the top for House. It's a long crossfield ball from Hemel Hempstead, finds its way to the feet of McDonnell. Plays it gently to Sam Smart, who needs to chest it down. Partington now running with the ball. "15 minutes left in this first half of normal time. 0-0 between Eastleigh and Hemel Hempstead here at the Silverlake. As Eastleigh happy to play the ball around their back line to keep possession of the football. Pierce Bird plays the ball back to McDonnell.
Tempo just beginning to change slightly, Henry.
Yeah, it's slowed down in these past couple of minutes, but there's a attempted long ball by Pierce Bird. It's perhaps not the worst effort in the world to find Michael Green on that left-hand side. Michael Green now on the ball, plays it cross field to Joe Partington. Partington tries to head it towards Sam Smart, but the ball is intercepted as Hemel Hempstead come forward here through Belrabi. Belrabi plays it out to the right to Bateman as Bateman makes his way into the penalty area. We've got Michael Green for company, and Green does well to get his body in the way of the ball. Here comes Reggie Young now, plays the ball back, and there's a good head there, but it goes just wide of McDonald's post. But that's probably the best chance of the game so far for Hemel Hempstead.
The more or less best chance of the game, full stop, really, Henry. It's against the run of play, but it's a fantastic cross. I think McDonald was comfortable where the ball was going, but from where, I don't know where you were sitting, it looked as if it might have just nipped into the left-hand corner then.
It looked like it was going to be very close, and McDonald confident in the positioning of his posts and his own positioning as he gets ready to take this goal kick. Dan Smith flicks the ball forward and House chases, but he's not going to be able to make it as it goes out for a goal kick to Hemel Hempstead. Hemel trying to play the ball forward quite quickly there, but Pierce Bird, wise to it, able to win the ball back as Sam Smart tries to unleash Dan Smith down the right hand side. Smart on the overlap, receives the ball, plays it back for Abdullahi Baggy, and it's unfortunate there, but the Hemel Hempstead skipper Howells able to just nick the ball.
Only Baggy, he just opened himself up there slightly. He saw the run coming on the edge of the box. He turned back inside and the chance almost wasted, but it's a good attacking attempt again from Eastleigh.
I'm sure Ben Strevens would love it if his side could head into the half-time break at 1-0 up. As Dan Smith works hard to shepherd the ball with his chest towards Smart, as Smart makes his way towards the corner flag, plays the first-time cross in, and once again Eastleigh win the corner. It was Teddy Perkins of Hemel Hempstead who had to put the ball behind there, and Eastleigh, I know, put a lot of effort into their set pieces, so they won't mind one bit. As Jack Payne once again heads over to the corner flag. Pierce Bird, Andrew Boyce, Dan Smith, Ben House, plenty to aim at in the Spitfires box as Payne's arm goes in the air and the ball is played flat as Partington tries to just touch it down and unleash a shot, but Hemel Hempstead wise to it as Partington wins the ball back with a sliding challenge on the edge of the Hemel box. Eventually it's cleared, but Pierce Bird plays the ball to Sam Smart, who's just sitting on the halfway line for the set piece. Partington tries to find House, and he does so. House confined to the corner, but Partington plays it to Cav Miley. Partington making himself at home out on the left there, despite playing more on the right hand side of the back three that Eastleigh seems to be playing today. As Ajayi pass manages to find its way to Jack Payne, and Payne's now on the ball again, plays it back to Joe Partington. As Eastleigh come away with the ball here, Abdullahi Baggy running at the Hemel defence. He's inside the box now, plays it to Smith. Smith across to House, and Ben House with the shot, and it's a good save from Bowness in the Tudors goal, and it's another corner to Eastleigh. 35 minutes played here at the Silverlake Stadium, and it's 0-0.
Outstanding work there from Baggy to keep those defenders off his back. Shimming and shamming inside, going into the box, manages to play the ball off, and really should be 1-0 Eastleigh by now.
Ben House there trying his best to send the keeper the other way, but the keeper was wise to it and pushes the ball out, and it was required a Hemel defender to touch it out as the ball from Jack Payne comes into the box. It's cleared well by Hemel Hempstead. Cav Miley runs over to that far side to collect the ball for the throw-in. House on the ball. unable to get a good touch on it, and it goes straight out for a Hemel Hempstead throw-in, level with their own penalty area. As Hemel being pressed by the Spitfires into that corner of the ground, they have to play it long, and Pierce Bird just has to put the ball out for a throw-in just inside the Eastleigh half. Bird does well there to ensure that the Hemel players can't make their way any further forward, and it's another throw-in as a ball is thrown from the dugouts in order to get the game back underway.
I don't know about you, Henry, but from what I've seen, I don't think anything drastic needs to be really changed at half-time. Much the same going into the second. They're opening Hemel Hempstead up very easily. It's just a case of being clinical and finding that goal.
Yeah, Hemel Hempstead struggled to get into this half, but I'd say past 15 minutes or so they're definitely coming forward with a bit more regularity. But that's not stopping Eastleigh trying to work the ball up towards the Hemel Hempstead goal, and they've won a number of corners, which shows they're doing something right. 38 minutes played, 0-0. It's a long ball towards the centre of the field. It's just headed away by Andrew Boyce, and Jack Payne manages to just head it that bit further away. And it's a good tackle, I thought, from Jack Payne, but the referees adjudged he's gone through the back of the Hemel Hempstead skipper, Jake Howells. Quite a central position for this free kick.
I think looking at the replay, Payne looks like he gets the ball. I think the referee's decision is a little bit off there.
And it's Belrabi who's going to send the ball into the box, and Andrew Boyce leaps to get his head onto the ball and clear, and Cav Miley manages to ensure that Sam Smart is able to clear away as Jack Payne again sliding. And here comes Belrabi, got Michael Green for company. Belrabi into the box, and that's a fantastic block there from Pierce Bird. Got down quickly in order to prevent the ball from heading any closer to goal. And the Spitfires defenders have looked comfortable in this first half. I don't know what you've made of it, Matt.
Well, that's what you want to see, isn't it? You want to see defenders putting their bodies on the line, getting whatever they can in front of it, and that's exactly what we just saw there from Pierce Bird. Really good stuff.
Perkins now for Hemel Hempstead plays the ball forward, and it's not a good ball for JJ Lacey to try and chase, but Hemel have retained possession. It's Dan Smith looking to put pressure on the goalkeeper there as the ball bounced towards the penalty area, and Eastleigh win a throw-in due to the good work of Ben House there.
Wasn't quite the clear as the Bowness wanted, a bit of a slice, and ended up being a misfortune, well, fortune for Eastleigh.
Michael Green now with the throw-in, level with the Hemel Hempstead box. As Ben House loses out on the ball, and Hemel can break here. As Belrabi again tries to come forward. And it's Bowness with the clearance forward, and Andrew Boyce gives a little push in the back there to Matt Bateman, the referee wise to it, and it's a free kick to Hemel Hempstead just inside the Eastleigh half. Kinane on the ball now. Tries to play it for the number 3 fullback Ajayi, but the referee had his flag up nice and early there, and it was an offside. And as Eastleigh will look to come forward with about 3.5 minutes left in normal time in this first half. And what do you think the manager will be saying to his players at half-time, Ben Strevens?
As I said, I don't think you have too much cause for concern. Plenty of positives been taken, good movement, good passing, exposing space well. Plenty of chances being created. I think the message will just be now, let's be clinical. Let's put these away. Let's get that goal, let's get that cushion, and then we can start to be more relaxed.
Sam Smart takes the throw in, and it's Cav Miley who receives the ball, but Hemel able as Abdullah Baggy does some good work there to win back possession for the Spitfires as Michael Green on the left-hand side there floats a ball into the box, and Dan Smith does well to touch it down, but Hemel players manage to get him on the ground, and here comes Lacey for Hemel Hempstead. What a great challenge that was from Pierce Bird to stop that attack. He had to get it right, he was the last man, and Eastleigh managed to win back the ball.
Absolutely fantastic work there from Bird. Proper goal-saving tackle that one, because you definitely going to clear through on goal there. So Pierce Bird keeping the scores at 0-0.
If he gets it wrong there, he could easily be sent off as well. So
exactly.
Really fantastic challenge from Pierce Bird. Andrew Boyce on the ball. Pierce Bird happy to play the ball back to McDonnell, the former Notts County keeper. Signed this pre-season for Eastleigh.
Urging his players to get forward there.
Hemel playing a reasonably high line, so could be a bit difficult to find someone in behind here, and Kinane there with the header to clear out for a throw-in as Eastleigh making small gains up the pitch here. Cav Miley plays it to Sam Smart. Smart back to Andrew Boyce. Pierce Bird looking to play the ball over the top for Sam Smart, and that's a lovely cross-field ball that, and luckily for Hemel Hempstead, Ajayi is there to just nod the ball out of play. Partington now. Plenty of space to whip in the cross as House tries to look to make a bit of room, but the Hemel players are wise to it, and what a lovely little pass there from Abdullah Baggy, and it looks like it's going to be a Spitfires goal here as Abdullah Baggy manages to wrestle the ball off of the Hemel Hempstead defence, and it's Dan Smith who's able to Baggy doing some really good work there to just nod the ball, and it was Ben House who came out wide, and I think it was Ben House who actually scored the goal there.
Ben House will claim the goal there, Henry, but I think Abdullah Baggy deserves all the credit for keeping the ball. He's got such a strong low centre of gravity, it's really difficult to dispossess him, and obviously the keeper managed to push it away, floats over. It's a tidy finish, but Abdullah Baggy deserves all credit there.
It's good for Ben House there to get his 4th of pre-season as the Hemel Hempstead players get us back underway. Last 10 seconds of normal time in this first half, and it's a great time to score there for Eastleigh. Always a good time to score just before half time, isn't it, Matt?
Absolutely. It might have been Kirst, the commentator. We were just saying, be more clinical, much the same, and you must have heard us.
Cav Miley trying to win the ball back there as the referee puts the whistle to his lips for half time, and what a great time for Eastleigh to score 1-0 just before half time there. And we'll be bringing you full and live coverage of the second half. But Matt, what did you make of that first half performance from the Spitfires?
Overall, as we said, really loads and loads of positives to take there from Eastleigh. I thought Pierce Bird was absolutely outstanding. Those two goal-saving tackles, and overall to go in at 1-0 is exactly what Ben Strevens will want. The message will be clear. It'll be to be more clinical. The chances of being created, the space is there. But overall, I'll be really happy. I don't know about you, Henry.
Yeah, I think it was a strong first half from Eastleigh. They never looked like they were troubled too much. Hemel only had really 2 chances of note. Eastleigh had multiple corners in that first half. A welcome chance to get some match practice at the set pieces. But we'll be back live in approximately 10-15 minutes with live second half coverage here on Eastleigh's official YouTube channel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Silverlake Stadium as the second half is ready to get underway. No changes at half-time for the Spitfires. As Hemel Hempstead get us underway, it's 1-0 to Eastleigh. Ben House scoring in the last minute of normal time in the first half to put the Spitfires into the lead. A long ball forward for Hemel Hempstead to chase, but there's no one in the area. That's a good ball in, and perhaps a bit of a let-off for Eastleigh there, as it was just ran across the face of goal, and it was up to Joe Partington to put the ball out for a corner.
It's a bit unnerving to see the ball roll right across the 6-yard box and no one really get that excited about it, but Partington seemed to know what he was doing and just cleared out for a corner.
Belrabi heads over to the corner flag, whips the ball into the box as a number of players are wrestling for the ball, and it looks like it's a free kick to Eastleigh.
The important thing for East is that we don't see contrasting performances here today. First half was excellent, we just don't want to see that level drop, creativity, but we just need to be a bit more clinical.
I think that's what Ben Strebbins was a little bit unhappy about last week, was the defensive performance second half to allow Eastbourne to get back into the game, and it finished 3-2.
Well, if Pierce Berg can play exactly as he did the first half, I don't see that happening.
No, he put in a couple of outstanding challenges in the last 10 minutes of that first half as House goes to win the ball back, but he's been penalised by the referee there, and it's a free kick inside the Eastleigh half as Hemel Hempstead try and look for an equaliser. Belrabi once again standing over the ball for Hemel Hempstead from the set piece. In comes the cross, and it's Andrew Boyce who heads away as Hemel look to try and keep the ball as close to the Eastleigh penalty area as possible, as Cav Miley brings the ball down, plays it infield to Dan Smith. Smith tries to play it out wide to Smart, does so. Smart to House. House tries to set Smart off. However, the Hemel Hempstead skipper was able to win the ball back for his side. It's Pierce Bird. Is pushed in the back there.
Good work again there from Bird, just closing down that Hemel Hempstead attack, regaining possession.
Andrew Boyce taking the free kick. Baggy trying to jump for it as Cav Miley sets off Michael Green down the left hand side. An early cross into the box. There's Dan Smith! And it's a good save from Bowness. Smith still searching for his first goal of pre-season, despite having the ball in the net a number of times over the course of the pre-season campaign, but a lot of them had judged to have been offside. But that was a great effort there from Smith.
Fantastic, and a superb ball in from Green, picks his man up perfectly, but I think credit there has got to go to the Hemel Hempstead keeper, Bowness. Fantastic reaction save at the bottom post there.
He's made a number of good saves so far. The Hemel Hempstead shot stopper as Jack Payne down the club shop end of the ground puts his arm up for the corner, and in comes the cross. And there's Dan Smith, and it's another incredible save there from Bowness to deny Dan Smith. As the ball comes back towards the box, as Eastleigh putting a lot of pressure on the Hemel Hempstead defence, but they're able to clear, and here comes Belrabi, but he's dispossessed by Baggy, who manages to get the ball to Jack Payne. Baggy back to Michael Green.
What a save again there from Bowness. If the ball goes anywhere else towards the goal there, it goes in, but luckily it goes straight at him and he's able to punch it away.
Still a good reaction save there from the Hemel Hempstead keeper, keeping the scoreline 1-0 with almost 50 minutes played here as Belrabi comes down the right, and Hemel Hempstead look to have come out this half with just a little bit more intensity as Pierce Bird wins the ball back once again for Eastleigh. Dan Smith tries to turn cleverly and a bit late on the challenge there, but think the referee is playing an advantage, but Hemel still have the ball. And eventually the ball's played blindly by Matt Bateman, and it heads out for an Eastleigh throw-in midway through their own half. As Michael Green plays the throw-in to Smith, Smith to Baggy. Baggy just trying to find House, but House unable to get towards the ball as Jack Payne is dispossessed. And here comes Reggie Young now. And it's a good challenge there from Joe Partington to put pace to the Hemel Hempstead attack. As Cav Miley now spreads the ball out to the right to Sam Smart, the energetic winger, having Ajayi for company, and Ajayi is just able to put his body between Smart and the ball, and a quick throw-in taken by Hemel Hempstead, and immediately just played out for an Eastleigh throw-in a bit further up the pitch.
I mean, Smart won't mind that. He won't mind going toe-to-toe with the fullbacks. He knows that we'd like to think he's got a lot more energy than he has.
Smart now standing over the throw-in, takes it quickly to Baggy. Joe Partington now. Partington to Payne. Payne plays the ball across to Michael Green on the left-hand side here. And then Dan Smith has moved from a central position out to the left wing as he looks for the overlap and plays the ball over the top, Michael Green to Smith, but Smith is adjudged to be offside.
You've got a feel for Smith, haven't you?
You do
You've
so.
got to feel for him.
He's had a number of times where the ball's been in the net and he hasn't looked like he's been offside, and it's been disallowed, but that one there a bit further away from goal, not an opportunity, so to speak, as Bowness takes the set piece. And Boyce able to clear, but only as far as Reggie Young. Reggie Young had Cav Miley for company, and Miley does enough to dispossess him, and here come Eastleigh forwards once more as Cav Miley puts a lot of effort in there to ensure that Eastleigh win the throw-in on the right-hand side, just level with the Hemel Hempstead area. Partington to Payne. Michael Green looking for the ball there on the left-hand side as he moves up the field, but it's on the other side to Sam Smart. Sam Smart with that first-time cross into the box, and it's Kinane who puts the ball out for yet another Eastleigh corner. Something which...
Did we keep count in the first half on the corners? Was it number 8, 9, 10?
There was a lot of corners first half,
Yeah.
so many that we haven't kept count, but Jack Payne once again heads over to the corner flag, and if anything, this is just good practice for Eastleigh ahead of next week's kick-off against Barnet. Jack Payne with his arm in the air. Boyce and Bird come forward, in comes the cross. Bit of an outswinger there as Abdullah Baggy heads the ball back into the area as Sam Smart now has to play the ball back to Michael Green to ensure that Eastleigh keep possession. Partington looking to play the first time ball in. House is there. He's got a bit of a hand on the Hemel Hempstead player, and it was the same. The Hemel Hempstead player had a bit of a hand on House, so referee gives nothing. As Eastleigh look to build an attack here as Cav Miley plays it to House. House to Baggy. Baggy with a cross-field ball to Sam Smart over on the right-hand side. Smart plays it forward for Smith. Smith back to Payne. Payne to Smart on the right-hand side again. The first-time cross. House in acres of space at the back post there, but just chests the ball down. Still has the ball in the box. House with a bit of space now, and Baggy was there for the cutback, but it was just a bit of a deflection, which meant the ball popped up for Bowness in the Hemel Hempstead goal, and Cav Miley there with the challenge on Belrabi in order to stop the counter-attack from Hemel Hempstead there.
I mean, just prior to that attack with House, it's good to see players stay on their feet, it's fantastic, but you just like to think we did go down there in the box, would the referee been more inclined to give it, because there was definite contact.
I think definite contact, but the referee, I think, would argue there was contact on both sides, and it's a difficult one to give in those situations. But Ben House pressing excellently there to keep Hemel Hempstead pressed inside their own half. What do you make of the work rate of this Eastleigh team over pre-season there? They like to press the ball, like to try and win the ball back quickly.
Well, the thing is, it's a youthful side. They are working hard, and that's the main thing. As long as players are putting in a shift, putting in performances, yes, the results have not been ideal so far this pre-season, but at least the effort's there, which is the main thing for both players.
Reggie Young trying to get the better of Joe Partington there, but Partington able to dispossess the Hemel man, and it goes out for a Tudors throw-in. The Hemel player looking for a free kick, but the referee says there's nothing doing, and in the end it's offside, and Eastleigh will have a chance to come forward once again. 1-0 to Eastleigh, 55 minutes played in this final pre-season fixture here at the Silverlake Stadium. Goal from Ben House just before half-time, giving the Spitfires the lead. But so far in the second half, you have to say there's been an improvement going forward from Hemel Hempstead.
There has, but the benefit for Eastleigh is that they haven't dropped the intensity. They have kept pushing on. There's always that danger coming in the second half. You 1-0 up, just to take your foot off the gas slightly, and they haven't, which has been great to see.
Good to see a more settled lineup for the second half as well, as Eastleigh build up their pre-season preparations ahead of the trip to Barnet next Saturday. Michael Green with the throw-in, midway through his own half. Ben Strevens encouraging his back line to step up a bit further forward. Dan Smith does well to touch down the throw-in, sets off Ben House. Ben House has Baggy for company, but it's Perkins who's able to intercept, and that could have been a really good opportunity for Eastleigh there. Green with the throw infield to Jack Payne. Partington out wide to Sam Smart. Sam Smart with Young and Ajayi for company, but he just plays it infield to Payne, who switches the ball across to Michael Green. Green with the cross into the box, but it's easy for Bowness to just gather as he tries to set off a counter-attack. But Joe Partington wise to it, sets off Smart. Smart to Partington. Partington now inside the box. Back to Smart. Smart with the cross in. And it's Ben House, and what a great header that is to put Eastleigh 2-0 up, and that's House's 5th goal of pre-season and 2nd of this game today.
Well, the danger men in the first half on the right-hand side, as we saw Partington and Smart combine again. Fantastic cross. Ben House getting in front of his defender. It's a fantastic header. Well-deserved second goal for Eastleigh.
You have to say these first-time crosses from Sam Smart are working a treat so far this pre-season. There's been a number of times where it's happened, and that's how Eastleigh has scored, and he's done a great job on the right wing again there, Sam Smart. 2-0 to Eastleigh, 57 minutes played. Hemel Hempstead, the National League South side, have come out for this second half with a bit more intensity, but Eastleigh able to push on and grab a second goal.
There's always that danger, isn't there, when you come out second half, you're a goal down, you know you've got to start pushing forward now. And the danger is you leave gaps at the back, and Eastleigh have exposed them there absolutely fantastically.
Hemel Hempstead get us underway once again, 2-0 to Eastleigh. And what Ben Strevens will probably be looking for today is a clean sheet after last week's pre-season friendly where Eastleigh were 3-0 up in the second half, and Eastbourne Borough did a great job, and what a save from McDonald there. That looked like it was heading towards the top left corner, but a great save from McDonald to push the ball past the post.
It's a great effort there from JJ Lacey. But the save from McDonald was absolutely first class. He's not had a lot to do, granted, this game, and he's kept on his toes. It's a great one-handed save, and it's a corner to Hemel Hempstead.
And it looks like McDonald, that injury worry first half hasn't affected him. And what a fantastic save from the Spitfires stopper. 58 minutes played, 2-0 to Eastleigh, and looks like Hemel Hempstead have a player down injured here with the physio on the field looking at Belrabi, I believe.
Really could have been a curse the commentator there for you, Henry. Calling about the clean sheet, wanting to keep the clean sheet after last week. Moments later, fantastic shot from Hempstead, but fortunately McDonald was on his mettle.
Fantastic save from McDonald as Belrabi makes his way off the pitch with the physio. And Hemel ready to take this set piece now. In comes the cross, and McDonald claims well. Strong claim that from the Eastleigh keeper after a strong save. So a good second half performance so far from Joe McDonald. And as you quite rightly say, Matt, he didn't have too much to do that first half, so to be as sharp as that. That's a good thing. That's good little flick there from Baggy to play in Dan Smith on the right hand side. Eastleigh had the advantage. Smith tries to play in Cav Miley, but the ball just rolls into the arms of Bowness in the Hemel goal.
Good advantage play there from referee, because Baggy, I don't know if you could see there, but was quite cleanly taken out, wasn't he? But Eastleigh played on, and it was an attack which eventually came to nothing.
Perkins now on the ball. Plays the ball long up forward, and it's Partington who just leaves the ball for McDonald to catch inside his area. As we head into the final 30 minutes of this final pre-season game for Eastleigh. Kick from McDonald, it goes high. Right into the sun for a lot of these players. As Eastleigh played the ball around their back line, happy to be patient with it. The right opportunities to go forward. Partington plays a long ball for House. House with a lovely touch there to bring it down as he goes back on himself to evade the Hemel defence, as Dan Smith now has the ball on the edge of the box. Twists and turns and trying to evade Teddy Perkins, the Hemel defender, as he plays it out wide to Sam Smart. Not a first time cross in this time. He plays it back to Partington, who's in plenty of space here. Cuts inside, he's on the edge of the box, left-footed effort and goes straight to the keeper, but confident from Partington there.
What about that hold-up play though from Dan Smith into the area? Turn, defenders pressing at his back, patient, picked out his pass to Sam Smart, and eventually comes to Partington, who does put in a well-driven shot.
And it's Pierce Bird once again able to get in front of the Hemel Hempstead forwards and put the ball out for a throw-in on this right-hand side, right in the middle of the two dugouts where the respective coaching teams are. The players, the substitutes in the stands here at the Silverlake Stadium because of the COVID-19 regulations, as Hemel take the throw-in, and Cav Miley's challenge finds its way to Baggy, but Baggy is dispossessed by the Hemel fullback. McDonald now on the ball for the Spitfires, plays the ball forward. Dan Smith leaps for it, but is unable to win the ball as Andrew Boyce is forced to clear to the halfway line, and Howells plays the ball out to the left for Hemel as Hemel come forward here, and dispossessed by Sam Smart was Matt Bateman there. Smart trying to play the ball up to the line to Smith, and Smith dispossessed after a good initial touch. Ajayi coming forward and winning the throw-in for Hemel, just level with the Eastleigh penalty area.
I think the referee might have got that one wrong. Just prior to that Hemel Hempstead sort of attack, Kanani, two hands were in the back of Eastleigh. I don't know if you agree with me there, Henry.
I do, but the referee deciding not to give it, and Eastleigh winning a throw-in on the other side of the pitch, right near the corner flag. I mean, that save from Joe McDonald could be crucial in the sort of makeup of the match. You know, Eastleigh scored last week, went 3-0 up, and Eastbourne immediately scored a goal to bring themselves back into the game, and then eventually it finished 3-2. So a save from McDonald at 2-0 up, that's quite a crucial time to make a stop like that.
Absolutely, and that two-goal cushion is really important. It allows Eastleigh to start to express themselves and try things and know that they've got that two-goal cushion, but McDonald, yeah, absolutely fantastic save.
Green has the ball here on the left-hand side. Tries to play the ball forward for Dan Smith, but Dan Smith wins the ball here. The Hemel player missing the ball. Smith tries to chip it, and it's just into the side netting. Unlucky from the young forward there. Searching for his first goal of pre-season.
I think he was just desperate there to see someone at the back post, just to lay it off to. Baggy was starting to make the run, but everything just happened a little bit too quickly in that box, but Dan Smith did ever so well just to get a shot off.
Working hard, Dan Smith, for the team, and I suppose that's more important than the individual stats.
Yeah, it's a boom.
It looks like Eastleigh are making a couple of changes here. It's Cav Miley being replaced by Danny Hollands, and Hemel making a change with Here comes Dan Smith now. Bowness is going to have to come out, and he's quick to react and is able to get there just before Dan Smith. It's interesting, when Eastleigh have the ball, both Sam Smart and Michael Green, they do both make gains offensively up the pitch, leaving a back three of Partington, Boyce and Bird.
Yeah, but Payne and Miley, they're not too far away. They're there to cover, they're there to drop in.
And that's important. It's not about just the back four defending well, it's about the whole team defending well. As Hemel Hempstead have a throw inside their own half here. Here come forward Hemel now on the left-hand side. Plays it infield, and Joe Partington does a great job there to get the ball out for a corner despite his protests. He thinks it's a goal kick. 2-0 to Eastleigh here, 66 minutes played. Corner ball to Hemel Hempstead as they try and find a route back into the game. It was Evans who came onto the field for Hemel Hempstead as the header there goes over Joe McDonald's crossbar.
They're still trying to be careful though, Hemel Hempstead, not to overcommit. So if you can see, three players stayed back almost there on the corner attack. So they are wary of the Eastleigh counter.
I believe Hemel Hempstead have actually made two changes. It's Cook and Cook's onto the field, and Evans onto the field. Andrew Boyce able to intercept there and plays the ball long, but it's too far for Dan Smith to chase as it rolls into the arms of Bowness. Partington to House. House dispossessed inside the Hemel Hempstead half by Ajayi, and it goes out for an Eastleigh throw-in. Just in line with the edge of the centre circle. "68 minutes on the clock in this second half. Ben House scoring goals either side of half-time for the Spitfires, as Pierce Bird has the ball in the centre of defence. Plays a little chipped ball to Michael Green, who tries to flick the ball forward for Dan Smith, but Dan Smith has company, and Danny Hollands, the new introduction for Cav Miley, unable to control the ball as the ball finds its way back to McDonnell, and he quickly rolls it out to Joe Partington. Partington running with the ball forwards now to Smart. Partington trying to play the ball forward for Smith, but it's Ajayi who's able to just nick in front and put the ball out for a throw-in again, as Jack Payne has the ball on the halfway line. Partington back to Payne. Just a little less tempo to Eastleigh's play in the last 5 minutes.
I think actually Hemel are looking like they're starting to tire as well, to be honest with you, Henry. Yes, Eastleigh's tempo has just slightly dropped off, but the press from Hemel is definitely dropped off as well.
Hemel also have Werman on the field, so it looks like they've made 3 changes in the second half.
17.
Andrew Boyce now. Pierce Bird plays the ball across to Michael Green. Michael Green back to Pierce Bird, who's had a brilliant game so far defensively today. Made a couple of crucial challenges. As Partington looks for options in front of him and Dan Smith provides. Running out to the right hand side, he's got Perkins for company and he tries to beat Perkins, plays it in for House. It's just behind House, but what a wonderful touch from House to get himself into the box there. As he's dispossessed and a free kick is given against the former Reading man there.
Well, he's on for his hat-trick. He'll be desperate to get it, won't he?
I believe so. As Bowness heads over to the corner to get the ball, but that was better from Eastleigh. It looked like they'd just slowed the tempo for a few minutes there, but looks like they're coming back into the game.
Which is fine. Midway through the second half, you've got a 2-goal cushion. It's okay to just drop off and take a breather, but just make sure they don't get complacent, don't switch off.
And it looks like it's another change for Hemel Hempstead here with Owens coming onto the field. And it looks like it's Perkins coming off. Kick from Bowness goes upfield. Andrew Boyce with a strong head to play the ball to Ben House, but he's dispossessed, and here comes Hemel Hempstead now, and that's a good shot, and it's another cracking save from McDonnell in the Spitfires net. As Belrabi has an effort from distance, and it was bending in the air, and McDonnell does well to get down and
Looked to almost come out from nothing there from Hemel Hempstead, that attack, but McDonnell again on his mettle, not switching off. It's a great save.
And it's a goal for Hemel Hempstead there. Eastleigh will be disappointed. They had a man on the post, Michael Green leaping for it, and after a great save it's now 2-1.
Felt a bit flat after that, because it's such a soft goal to concede.
It is. It was a bit of a looping header over the top of Michael Green. I'm not sure how much he could actually do about it. It was a floated ball into the box, and it was just a looping header, and I'm just not sure how much Michael Green can leap for that.
I don't think Michael Green could have done any more. It's a looping header, but it's perfectly placed in that top line corner.
Here come another 2 changes for Hemel Hempstead coming on. Vine, Webb are coming onto the field. 2-1, 73 minutes on the clock, and Eastleigh did slow down the tempo going forward a bit, and maybe that's contributed to Hemel Hempstead getting back into the game.
Well, it'll totally change the dynamic of the last 15 minutes. 2-1, Hemel would like to think they can get an equaliser, keep pushing on, and it's up to Eastleigh now to turn the gas on again and go and get that third.
17 minutes remaining of normal time as the goal kick is taken by the Hemel Hempstead keeper, as Michael Green waits the ball to land on his foot and he plays it forward to House. House to Smart. Smart back to Partington. Partington with the first time ball over the top to Smart. Smart looking to cut back, but I thought for a second that the first time cross was on, and that's worked so effectively for Eastleigh in this pre-season, as House does well to nip in front of the Hemel defender as Partington puts the ball in again, and it's Smith, but Smith's offside once again. And
I think Smart tried to get that cross in first time, but he just couldn't quite get the ball away from his feet because he had Baggy and House running into the box there. It's just not quite come off for him.
as the Tudors look to find an equaliser in this last 15 minutes, I'm sure we'll see a bit more intensity in their forward play. And Eastleigh will be hoping to close out this match and close out their pre-season campaign with a victory ahead of travelling to Barnet next weekend. Hemel Hempstead with the throw-in now on the far side level with the edge of the box. Comes the throw in. It's Vine on the ball. Vine plays the ball to Belrabi. Jack Payne does some tenacious work there in order to win the ball back, and House breaks forward now. He's got speed. Van Housen, there's a push there, and I wonder what the ref's going to give. Was it the last man? I'm not sure. Just outside the area, Ben House with some fantastic work there, pushing forward as some of the Hemel players surround the referee.
I'm not sure what the Hemel players are arguing about. Quite clearly it was a push. He was the last man. Ben House was getting the better of him. He's quicker, he's stronger.
Once Ben House gets into the box, you do fancy him to finish. 5 Eastleigh players stand around the ball for this free kick.
The question is, who's going to take it?
Between Payne, Smart and Green by the looks of things.
Looks like Smart thinks he's favourite. No, not Smart stepped away.
Not too far away, he's still interested.
Looks like it's going to be Payne.
It's Green in the end who did the effort, and it's a set piece that has been worked on the training ground by the looks of things, but the Hemel wall able to close down quickly. Jack Payne winning the ball off of the Hemel midfield. Baggy trying to flick the ball forward to the Eastleigh front men, but doesn't find anyone, and Bowness is able to clear. Boyce winning the header. But Werman does well here on the left-hand side. He's got Ben House, who's done some cracking work there to get back and try and close down his number 18 counterpart. Hemel have got 4 players sitting on the Eastleigh defence now, so they're obviously trying to find an equaliser in this game, as Vine now on the ball. And Pierce Bird does well to clear, but it unfortunately deflects off the head of Abdullah Baggy, who didn't know too much about that. And Hemel have the ball once again on the halfway line. Cook tries to play it infield. This is a good little move from Hemel, but Baggy's able to intercept, and Hollands plays House in. Here comes House, but House's ball is intercepted. And Dan Smith is doing all the pressing now.
I know House will take the limelight. Pierce Bird will take the limelight for his defensive contribution, but I think Abdullah Baggy's been outstanding again today. His work rate is absolutely non-stop.
Hemel Hempstead now coming up over the halfway line. Cook playing the ball crossfield to Ajayi. Ajayi to Owens. And Owens managing to find Vine, but Vine is dispossessed, and Eastleigh come forward here with an advantage played by the referee as Payne plays it to Sam Smart. Smart happy to play the ball back to Partington. Partington playing to his defensive teammate Andrew Boyce. Hollands now. Hollands back to Boyce. Smart now on the right hand side. He's got some space to motor in. Plays it to Smith. Smith over the top to Sam Smart. This is a good opportunity here for Eastleigh. It's a venomous cross into the box, but House just unable to check his run in order to be there when the ball arrived. As McDonnell comes out of his box to make sure that he's the first one to claim before running back in, and he picks the ball up.
That can't be enjoyable, can it, being the fullback with Sam Smart there? It can't be enjoyable.
It's just the speed he possesses, and not knowing if he's going to whip in that venomous first time cross. And I think we'll see that quite a few times this season, as we'll see some cracking assists from Sam Smart as Dan Smith gives away a foul for a push in the back. And it's going to be another change for 2 changes for Hemel Hempstead here. It looks like Bowness is going to come off, and he's had a great game despite being 2-0 down. He's made some cracking saves, the Hemel keeper.
I think it's probably been Hemel's man of the match for me. He has produced some absolutely fantastic saves. It could be 4 or 5 to Eastleigh without him between the sticks this afternoon.
And it's Snedker coming on to replace him. And we've also got Jefford coming onto the field of play as Ajayi comes off, having played at left back for the majority of this game. We have 10 minutes of normal time remaining in this second half in our final pre-season friendly here for the Spitfires. 2-1. Hemel Hempstead looking for an avenue back into the game as Baggy is on the receiving end of a push in the back, and the referee sees it and gives the free kick around the halfway line.
Would you be happy as things stand going into next week? If the game finishes as it is now, 2-1, would you be full of confidence, or would you be wanting a bit more?
I think 2-1 is a good result. It's a win to finish pre-season, and despite perhaps wanting the clean sheet, I don't think you can be upset with wins in friendly matches, because it builds confidence among the group. As Pierce Bird tries to take the set piece, and Dan Smith working ever so hard to try and win the ball. But Hemel are able to clear, and Bird once again dominant aerially as it goes out for a throw in on this near side, right next to the away dugout. Baggy trying to flick the ball to House, but House unable to nip in front of the Hemel defence, but Danny Hollands with a good challenge there to win the ball back, but Michael Green unable to touch it, and it goes out for a Hemel throw-in midway inside the Eastleigh half. Fine plays it infield to Cook. Cook across to Evans, but Eastleigh win the ball back in the middle of the field. Baggy coming forward on the left, does well to beat the man there, and Baggy, some fantastic play from Eastleigh there between Baggy and Dan Smith.
Keep going.
Hollands plays it infield to Jack Payne. Jack Payne over to the right to Sam Smart, and Joe Partington really motoring now to try and provide the overlap, and there it is. Joe Partington now to House, and House's touch is what prevented him from getting the shot away, but it's a corner ball to Eastleigh.
What a move there down the left-hand side, combination with Baggy. You just felt like he should have kept going. I don't know why he stopped and turned. He had the better of him.
I think he had two Hemel Hempstead players there for company, and that may be the reason why he decided not to carry on motoring forward. But then on the other side, some good combination play between Partington and Smart once again.
So there we are, questioning whether we'd be happy going into next week, and moments later they deliver on the pitch and tell us to shut up, basically.
Here comes Payne with the corner. It's a floated one high into the box, and Andrew Boyce rises for it, but Danny Holland's working hard to try and win the ball back, and the Hemel defender managing to keep the ball in play, and it's an Eastleigh throw-in near the halfway line on this near side. Got 7 minutes remaining of normal time. It's 2-1 to Eastleigh here. Michael Green waiting for opportunities to present themselves from the throw. He throws it long towards Dan Smith, but the Hemel Hempstead number 21 able to head the ball out for another throw-in, and Smith to Baggy. Green to Baggy, sorry. Green over the top to Smith, who tries to flick it back in field for Baggy. Baggy tries to get House in play, but House was just off balance there and unable to... Ooh, that's a bad challenge that from Vine, and it's through the back. I think in any other game that could be quite a serious talking to. As Pierce Bird has sort of stayed down in the Eastleigh dugout here, and the referee I think is just going to say calm down, it's a friendly.
Totally unnecessary. No need for that at all. On the halfway line. Fortunately Bird's got back to his feet, but especially in a friendly, straight through the back of him.
Pierce Bird to take this set piece in front of the home dugout, plays it long looking for Dan Smith. Goes out for a goal kick with 6 minutes for Hemel Hempstead to find an equaliser, or for Eastleigh to extend their lead. Hemel Hempstead coming down the right, and Dan Smith being a little bit over enthusiastic there with this challenge, and gives away a free kick just inside the Hemel half in front of the away dugout. As Owens looks to take this set piece. Plays it down the right hand side, and it just goes out for a Eastleigh throw-in. Michael Green with the ball in his hands for this throw-in. Just level with the Eastleigh penalty area, and he throws it long up towards Smith. Smith able to head the ball towards House, and House does well to play in Partington across the field there.
Acres of space that right hand side.
Here comes Smart now motoring forward. Going to take on the man. Plays it wide to Baggy. Baggy back to Partington, and Partington again in a lot of space and plays the ball off the Hemel Hempstead defender, who wins the ball back, but then Partington with a good challenge to instantly regain possession for the Spitfires, and he tries to play the ball into the box. Kinane is there to clear as Vine gets his head on the ball, and Hemel come forward here. Belrabi trying his best to keep the ball in play, and he just about does so, but he's unable to get to the ball before it just rolls out of play.
Well, full credit to Hemel. They've not given up. They've kept going. They've kept testing Eastleigh in these last 15-20 minutes.
I think Eastleigh would be happy with this performance if it finished 2-1. Despite Hemel Hempstead getting the goal, there wasn't much Michael Green could do on the post, just because of the nature of the way the ball was flying into there, the trajectory of it.
No, exactly. I mean, I think it was difficult to know how to react to the goal, really, because it just didn't feel like a goal, did it? It felt so against the run of play. And
Oh, here's a chance, but McDonnell is on the ball and able to claim ahead of the Hemel forwards as we head into the final 4 minutes of normal time here. 2-1 to Eastleigh. McDonnell with the kick high, and Smith tries to rival the Hemel defence, but the ball eventually just rolls its way back to McDonnell. Ben Strevens and Jason Bristow standing on the edge of the touchline, hoping that their team can see out this match as Dan Smith wins the ball in the Hemel half, and House goes forward, and House breaking in front, but the replacement keeper Snedker is wise to it and sets Hemel Hempstead forward. Cook plays the ball to Kinane. Kinane out to the left, and the left back for Hemel Hempstead plays it back to their keeper. Here come Hemel Hempstead searching for an equaliser in these final few moments. The National League South side. It's a late challenge there from Ben House, but the referee plays advantage, and Vine tries to get Cook down the right. Hemel Hempstead happy to move the ball around here. A much changed side to their first half team, with all the substitutions that have happened in this second half. And McDonnell didn't really know what to do with that, but luckily it flies over the crossbar and it will be a goal kick to Eastleigh.
I think that is a worthy course of consideration. The fact that Hemel have made a lot of change in the second half. They've got a lot of fresh legs out there compared to the change that Eastleigh have made. You know, only the likes of Danny Hollands has really come on. It's not really altered the whole dynamic of the team. So to be 2-1 up, still attacking, still pressing, and Hemel with that many fresh legs, it just, I think a lot of positives can be taken.
McDonnell with the goal kick. And as we head into the last minute of normal time. Eastleigh 2, Hemel Hempstead 1. Dan Smith winning the header from the goal kick, but can only play it to Kinane, the Hemel centre half. As Snedker, the replacement keeper, plays the ball to his defenders. Kinane again to Owens. Owens moving forward with the ball, just plays it infield as Hemel cross the halfway line. 20 seconds remaining of normal time. 2-1 to Eastleigh. As Cook in the centre of the field plays it out wide to the right. And Dan Smith dispossessing the Hemel defender there. He's got 3 for company and he's still got the ball. Plays it out right to the Sam Smart, but the ball is just a little under hit as the referee blows the full-time whistle, and Eastleigh managed to round out their pre-season campaign. It's 2-1, 2 goals from Ben House either side of half-time gives Eastleigh victory. And Matt, who would you say is your man of the match for today?
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head. I think Ben House has got to take it, really. His work rate overall, besides the goals were great and it's given Eastleigh the win, but his work rate today has been absolutely first class. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably say Abdullah Baggy, but no, Ben House being my man of the match.
And I think an honourable mention to McDonnell there, who, after going down what seemed to be an injury in the first half, he didn't show any signs of it and made a couple of great stops second half.
Absolutely, and it will fill him with confidence going into the first league game to make those strong saves. Really good stuff to see.
So I would say keep your eyes on social channels, because we may have more news about game streaming to come. And we'll see you next weekend at Barnet, where Eastleigh will begin their National League campaign.